Buying a home can feel overwhelming. You don't know where to start. You're not sure what you can actually afford. And the whole time, you're wondering if you're making the right decision. I've been involved in over 200,000 real estate transactions. I built the fastest growing real estate brokerage in the world. And the biggest mistakes I have seen happened before people even started looking at homes. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact order that I still use to this day to search, find, and buy a house. I've mapped this entire home buying process into 12 steps. Now, each of these 12 steps, while it looks complicated, actually breaks down into 4 specific stages. Stage number 1 is the strategy stage. The most important thing to do before you start searching for homes is to build a game plan. And this game plan should have 5 key pieces. The first piece is your primary motivation. Why do you want to actually buy this home? The ability to articulate that will guide the entire home search process for you. For most people, the primary reason is because of a life event, and is generally called the 5 Ds. It is diamonds, diapers, divorce, downsizing, or death. If one of these is the reason, that becomes your primary reason and it guides your entire home search process. The next is not to start looking at homes, but to figure out the things that you don't want. These are the non-negotiables. The non-negotiables are broken into 2 parts. The first is, what are the things that you don't want? Is it a particular area, a particular school district, or a certain commute time? That also flips to, what are the 3 to 5 non-negotiables that you must have? Having the primary motivation combined with the non-negotiables allows you to start building a real game plan on what you're actually searching for. The third piece of the game plan is to understand that you probably are not going to get everything that you want. This is one that I recommend every single home buyer to start building a list of nice to have things. This could be from an access perspective like schools or parks, or convenience perspective like a shopping or commute. When you know the nice things to have layered on with the non-negotiables, it starts to really round out your game plan. The number one mistake that most home buyers make is that they expect to have the perfect home show up every single time, meaning they want a 10 out of 10 home in a 10 out of 10 location. And I want to offer you the 7 out of 10 rule. There are 2 options that you should use when you're searching for a home, and you should pick this option before you even start the search process. Option number 1 is, do you want a 10 out of 10 home in a 7 out of 10 location, or would you rather have a 7 out of 10 home in a 10 out of 10 location? Just separating these 2 allows you to know which option you're going for in the search process. Because in over 200,000 real estate transactions that I've overseen, I've seen only a handful of people actually get a 10 out of 10 home in a 10 out of 10 location that is for them. The next part of your game plan is to figure out the timing, meaning not all deadlines are created equal. On one hand, some parts of your timing need to be precise with no wiggle room as to maybe when you're leaving your current residence to go to the new one. And the second part of your timing can be flexible as to when you actually put in a new pool or when you get new furniture. Specifically creating a plan to ensure what deadline is precise and has no wiggle room and what deadline is flexible allows you to round out your game plan and gives you a negotiating advantage when you're in the home search process. The last part of the game plan is to organize your finances. Everyone stresses about the money. It's actually the easiest part. I recommend answering these 2 questions before anything else. Number 1, are you planning from an overall purchase price perspective or a monthly payment perspective? And number 2, are you planning to pay cash or use mortgage financing? To get the difference between whether you should pay cash or financing, we should examine which one is the right fit for you. If you are paying cash, there is no mortgage lender approval required, which makes the transaction go faster and also make you have a stronger offer because it reduces the risk of the transaction in the eyes of the seller. However, if you look at the mortgage financing component, you can need to find a lender or get an introduction from your agent in this process and get pre-approved based on several things, including your income and your overall assets. This preserves liquidity for other uses if that's what you would like. Making the decision on whether to use cash or financing is a fundamental strategic choice before you even start the search process. Once you finalize a game plan, you need to find a real estate agent. After having worked with tens of thousands of real estate agents, the number one question I get asked from home buyers is, how do I pick a real estate agent? I have 2 recommendations for you. Number 1, you should get a referral from a trusted friend or family member. And second, you should find an agent who specializes in the area that you want to buy. And you should interview both of them because your agent's job is to get you a home that you want at a price that you want, at the terms that you want. And when you meet with the agent and you start interviewing them, you want to ask them 3 questions, and these 3 questions will reveal the depth of their expertise and how they're going to run the process for you. Question number 1 you should ask is, what is your process for helping clients buy a home? Because if an agent does not have a bulletproof process, then you're going to be left in the lurch. Number 2, I would ask, what are the top 5 avoidable mistakes that buyers make in today's market? This gives you a sense of the agent's expertise on the mistakes that buyers are making right now, what is happening in the current market conditions, and how they can help you navigate that solution. And the third question I would ask the agent is to explain how exactly they get paid. Because once you understand how the agent gets paid, you understand every piece of economics in the entire transaction. After you've chosen your real estate agent, you want to walk them through the game plan that you've already built. You explain your primary motivation, the non-negotiables, the nice-to-haves, the timing, and your plan for the economics. Now, if your economic plan involves utilizing cash, then let your agent know that that's what you're going to do. But if you're going to be utilizing mortgage financing, it's the right time to ask your real estate agent to give you a few referrals on mortgage lenders that you can talk to that can get you pre-approved before you start the home search process. Because when you get pre-approved, that freezes your financial picture. Don't buy a new car or take on any debt just during this process. Don't change jobs or get new income sources just during this process. Don't open any new credit cards or credit accounts just during this process. Your pre-approval reflects your current financial state, and it allows you to buy a home that you want at a price that you want, at the terms that you want. Now that you have your game plan, you have your agent, and you are pre-approved, it puts you in a really great position to start your home search. Stage 2 is the search, where you find the home that you want. Most home buyers think that they can only buy a home that has a sign in the yard, meaning a home that is listed and available for sale. That is not true. The correct way to look at what home you can buy is every possible home in the entire market. Home buyers incorrectly segment the market into 2 parts: homes that are for sale and homes that are not for sale, as in what we call locked inventory. This is not necessarily true, because in this locked inventory, in the homes that are not actively available for sale, there's a large piece that we call passive inventory, or that are conditionally available. These are homes that will be available for sale if something happened, if they got the right price, if they were able to buy another home, if they were able to solve a financing issue. These conditionally available homes are not actively for sale, but they could be in some markets over 10 times the size of the homes that are actually available for sale. This is why working with a really good real estate agent is important, because they will be able to find what they call off-market inventory or pocket listings for you. These are conditionally available homes for sale that are not actively on the market right now. This gives you an unfair advantage when you go into the home search process, because you not only have access to the homes that are available for sale, you also have access to this shadow inventory, this passive inventory, to give you a better shot of getting a home that you want at a price that you want, at the terms that you want. Before you even begin your home search, you must know the pulse of the real estate market. And the single most important number in understanding the real estate market is month's supply of inventory. Let me define it for you. It is how long would it take to sell the current inventory of homes, assuming that no new homes came to market. This number in months quantifies the relationship between supply and demand in a housing market. This is essentially the most important number in housing. Let me show you how to use this to your advantage. A balanced market is defined as 5 to 6 months of inventory. If it's under 5 months, it means it's a seller's market, because there's less inventory and greater demand. If it's greater than 6 months, it means that the homes are sitting on the market for longer. That means that there's lower demand and higher inventory. Now, why is this important? Well, month's supply of inventory is the single most important ingredient in the pricing strategy for sellers. And there are 3 pricing strategies. There's aspirational pricing, when you price above the comparable sales in the market, leaving room for negotiation. This is the traditional approach. The second is what we call perceived market value pricing. This is where the pricing is in line with the comparables in the market, especially to the ones that are actually under contract right now. And the third is event pricing, when you intentionally price slightly below the comparables in a market to create an auction-like environment and generate multiple offers. Savvy buyers understand the seller's pricing strategy and it changes their offer strategy. They ask, what pricing strategy is the seller using and what does it change in how I offer overall? So in the search process, it does not matter if you're in an open house or in a private showing. After you tour every single home with your agent, I would ask these 3 questions. Number 1, what pricing strategy is the seller using? Number 2, do you see yourself living in this house? And number 3, what is one change that you would make before making an offer? Now, number 3 is the most important question. What is one change that you would make before making an offer? And this is because most home buyers reject a home because of some simple cosmetic issue. If you knew the thing that you could actually change before making an offer, you will sometimes realize that you could get the home that you want at the price that you want, at the terms that you want, for a very small adjustment. The entire point of going through the search process is to write an offer. Well, now what is an offer? An offer is a formal written proposal to purchase a home at a specific price under specific terms. In fact, your agent will do 3 things for you to submit an offer. Number 1, they will draft the offer using generally accepted contractual forms in your market. Number 2, they will walk you through every single term of the offer before you sign it. And number 3, they will submit the offer on your behalf and negotiate it for you. You don't negotiate directly. Your agent is your legal representative through this process. Now, when you submit an offer, the seller has exactly 3 options. Number 1, they can accept your offer. Number 2, they can reject your offer. Or number 3, which is the most common, is they can make a counter offer. All 3 of these are actually completed contractually through your agent. I want you to know something. It is very normal for offers to be rejected. Normally, the agent will provide you some guidance and feedback on why your offer was rejected so you could resubmit a new offer if you would like. However, when your offer is accepted, that is when you are under contract. There are various terms used for this moment in the transaction: under contract, pending, in escrow, or ratification, based on the market that you're in. They all mean the same thing: a legally enforceable agreement between you, the buyer, and the seller. Now that your offer was accepted, we are now in stage 3, the contract stage. At this point, buyers usually wonder, what if the inspection finds bigger issues? Do I still have to buy it? Or what if the financing falls through after the offer is accepted? As a buyer, there are 3 ways you can get out of a contract, and we call this the 3 outs. Number 1, the physical inspection contingency. Generally, when a home is under contract, the buyer hires a home inspector to do a professional, top-down examination of the home's condition. This home inspector report makes you aware of any of the issues physically with the home, and it also gives you leverage to negotiate on price. This is done through a process called a request for repairs. It means that during this time, you can walk away for any legitimate reason related to the physical condition of the home. The next 2 contingency periods mainly apply to you if you're using mortgage financing. The first is called the loan contingency, and making sure you get the loan approved to buy the home. The second is the appraisal contingency, to ensure that the appraisal matches the price that you paid and all the details therein. All of this is kicked off by the mortgage lender. The mortgage lender creates an appraisal request where a professional appraiser comes by and evaluates the value of the home. There are 3 reasons for this. Reason number 1 is that they confirm that the home is actually worth what you agreed to pay on the contract. Number 2, this protects the lender from funding more than the home is actually worth in the given market. But most importantly, number 3, this gives you 2 more chances to renegotiate. This is when your agent will be able to get the data from the loan process and the appraisal process and put together a negotiating strategy to go back to the seller if needed to renegotiate in this time. However, based on how the loan process works or the appraisal process works, and if there's any issues within those 2, you still have the ability to walk away from the transaction if they happen in those contingency periods. Once you've successfully navigated the contract period, now you've entered the close stage, which is the home stretch. This stage has 3 parts: the planning, the verification, and the transfer. Every transaction will be assigned a closing day. This is the day that you get your keys. So before the closing day, you should plan all the logistical things that are needed for your move-in. Your real estate agent can provide you a closing day checklist so that you can get all your I's dotted and all your T's crossed. But the three big things that I would think about before closing day are, number one, manage the address change process. Number two, ensure that the utilities are set up in your new home. And number three, ensure that you're dialed in with your moving logistics and the overall timeline. Then we move to verify everything in the final 48 hours. We check if the home is in the same condition as when you actually made the offer. You see if all the agreed upon repairs have been completed and signed off on. And your final walkthrough will confirm both of these things. And last but not least, you get to the final closing period where you get your documents signed, you get your funds transferred, and you get the keys in your hands. We have to note that the final 48 hours are legally very intense. This is where your real estate agent's expertise matters the most, seeing around the corners, navigating documents, and getting you to the finish line. The process of buying a home is a partnership between you and your agent, so it is your job to provide them with the exact game plan of what you're looking for. Now you know where to start, you understand what you can afford, and you have the exact process to make the right decision in the right order. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make, and you don't need to figure it out all alone.